Church family, it's Pastor Bruce. Wanted to come to you with our midweek recap, and there's not a ton of content to recap from Sunday. And by content, I mean, sermon series like we've been diving into the scriptures like we've been in the past few months. But I did want to come, and one of the things I wanted to comment on was, wow, I mean, the services this past weekend were amazing. The team did such an amazing job at helping us on Friday to enter a place of worship where we were there. I felt present, among the Last Supper as we did the upper room service, and then on to the Tenebrae service, where, man, I felt some of the elements of that just really brought me into a place of worship. And if you missed Friday's services, man, you missed out on an amazing time of worship. And I would encourage you next year, don't miss those services because they were powerful. Like I said, the team did an amazing job at putting some elements together. A lot of volunteers came together to make a truly awesome service. Now, that was my first foot washing service ever. So some of you have done that before in the past, and you probably very much appreciate that. And for some of you, maybe you even avoided this service because you didn't know what that was all about, and you're not about to let people touch your feet. But it is a biblical thing. And so it was I thought it was a really powerful service when we gathered together there and we got to wash one another's feet and to serve in that same way and to get into that spirit of the Last Supper, into the humility that Jesus portrayed for us and showed for us and modeled in that moment with the disciples. And I mean, it was a great time of worship, great time of sharing, just all around an awesome time. It really, like I said, felt awesome. The decorating committee, man, they knocked it out of the park with, if you walk down that hallway, it was just a beautiful, serene setting as you left the upper room service and walked into Tenebrae. And then if you were at Tenebrae, I mean, I don't need to tell you, that was fantastic. Just an awesome display of gifts and talents and abilities that helped bring us into that moment to feel the weight of the crucifixion. I mean, I felt it heavy on myself, the price that Jesus paid for me on Calvary. And that, it might not sound maybe worshipful to you, but it is worshipful to think about, to process what the weight of Jesus, the price he paid on the cross. And that service, more so than I think, I might have said this to a few of you, I think that was the best Good Friday service I've ever been to in my life. I was drawn more into the presence of that moment, and my heart was crushed and lifted up at the same time, more than I feel like it ever has been. And so that was amazing. And I love that. But then Sunday was powerful. We had a lot of people show up. I mean, the storms that came in Saturday night threatened to potentially ruin our Sundays. I know there were some churches that had to cancel their Easter services because they didn't have power. They didn't have anything. And there were a lot of people affected by the storm. I know a good handful of people from our church. Some of you weren't able to make it on Sunday morning because there were trees in your driveway and knocked down. You couldn't get to church. We missed you. But we had more people on live stream than we've had in a long time. And I imagine that some of that is because of the storm damage, but that was a pretty wild storm. I know for us, we're out in Laymasters right now, and I had opened the windows because it was a bit warm, and the wind just started ripping through the apartment that we're in. And I'm thinking, man, I've never had the windows open before. It was the first day we had both the windows open and it was a little bit windy. And I thought, is this how it always is? Like, is it just something about this apartment that the wind is like extra crazy right now? And then I started seeing some of the reports on Facebook and things rolling in. Jackie's telling me like, hey, people are reporting all this stuff that's happened. And boy, it was a wild time. But, Sunday morning we gathered, those of us that could, and it was an amazing experience as we worshiped and celebrated the resurrection and what that means for us as believers. And if you were wondering, what does it mean to follow Jesus? What does it mean to know him? How do I know if I have a relationship with Jesus? You can go right back, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or the website, and watch that sermon, because I feel I very clearly explained what the gospel is and what it means to follow Jesus. And if you were there, for me, there's almost a check in my spirit. It's like, man, is this what I do on Easter? Do I present the gospel like this, thinking and wondering, like, is it, I'm just giving my flesh, just thinking and wondering, is this going to be boring? And Man, what a weird thought to have. Like, the gospel is never boring. It's the good news, and we can't hear it too many times. It excited me just to talk about the excitement of how we were dead in our sins, and then Jesus came and he rescued us, and all that he's done for us. I'll never get sick of talking about that, because it is that much of a blessing to me. It's that much of an amazing story, and it is truly the good news. That's what we talked about on Sunday, and I hope that some lives were changed in the midst of that. If you were one of those and you made a decision for Jesus, we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to know what God is doing in your life, and we'd love to come alongside of you and to help you get engaged here at Antrim. That's our goal, is not just to preach the gospel and let people then go their way, but it's to gather people to engage in community and then send us out into the world where there are other lost people who don't know the love of Jesus. So we would love to connect with you. We would love to walk beside you in your journey. Please let us know if that's you, or maybe you are rededicating your life on Sunday and you knew Jesus, but you kind of walked away and you were kind of doing your own thing for a while. We would love, again, to come alongside you, to get you plugged in here and to get you surrounded by like-minded believers who can help you in your walk with Jesus. That's what we're all about here, and I encourage you to do that. This coming Sunday, so excited. I can't say enough. You might be already sick of hearing me say it. I love baptism Sundays. They're so powerful as we come together as a family and celebrate new life, what God is doing in people's lives. And I hope that you'll be able to join us for that, because it will be an exciting time. We have, I think last count was like 16 people being baptized. It is going to be just an awesome, worshipful experience as we celebrate this new life with 16 different people. And we're also going to be recognizing new members that are coming into our church family. So we have a handful of new members coming in. We'll be able to celebrate them right after the baptism. It is a combined service. So I do want to remind you, it is a different time than this past Sunday. This past Sunday we had on Easter, we had a combined service, but it's a totally different time this coming Sunday, because we're trying out adding Sunday school when we have a combined service. Again, I know I didn't communicate this very clearly the first time. We're not trying out having a combined service all the time. We're trying out when we have a combined service on those rare occasions where we need to do that. We want to add Sunday school to that, because a lot of you absolutely love your Sunday school classes, and I understand and I appreciate that, and we want to honor that. And so we want to try out having Sunday school when we have these combined services. So we'll have Sunday school at 9 a.m. and then we'll have our combined service at 10:15. And so I encourage you, as many of you, you probably don't even need encouragement, to make it to your Sunday school class on Sunday, and then just come on over, and we're going to celebrate new life through the baptisms and membership on Sunday morning. So excited for that. Very much looking forward to that. We hope you'll join us for it. Again, 9 o'clock for Sunday school, 10:15 for our worship service. We hope to see you there. God bless you all. Have a great week. And don't forget, he's risen. And so we should live with hope. We should live with expectation. And as Paul talks about to the Philippians, he wants to live in that resurrection power. I pray for you this week that you would live in resurrection power. God bless you. Have a great week, and we'll see you Sunday. Or tonight. Before I almost left without talking about tonight. Tonight's the last time for Discovery Cove and for Youth Group. It's one of the last regular season or regular semester. I don't know. I call it regular season meetings this evening, tonight, 6:30. So we hope to see you here as you bring your kids, bring the youth. A lot of the adult groups are still going to continue meeting, but then they'll be here as well tonight. So we'll see you tonight, and hope to see you.